Hi Speechies, it's Lisa and welcome back to Speech Fairies. I just have a little mini haul from our friends at the Salvation Army thrift stores. This is all the shopping I did on our Victoria Day long weekend, so that's pretty good. I believe I spent $3.50, so I just wanted to show you what I got. So the first thing is Lord of the Rings checkers game, which I thought might be just something for me, perhaps. It did say $2 complete, so I splurged for it. I did check it afterwards, and it is complete. You could play this game for therapy if you wanted to bring it with you to a school or anything like that. Because of the R sound, we work on R quite a bit. And it's just such an attractive checker set, a little bit more exciting than regular checkers. So the board is a map of Middle Earth, which I thought was super cool. Lots of detail. The actual checkers, we have the Ring of Power, which are awesome. I don't know what else you could use these for, but I thought it was kind of just a unique little game, and the price was right. It actually says these are hand-sculpted, hand-painted game pieces. Okay. The next one it's called Clever Kids Match and Learn What Comes Next. And I'm hoping this is an error. It says 20 puzzle pairs, but if it is sequencing, then I hope it has 3 pieces for each. It shows 3 pieces for each story. It does say self-correcting set teaching sequencing skills. And 50 cents. So that was a great deal. So let's crack it open and see how many of these I would actually use. Someone's taking good care of this set. It's all in a little baggie. Okay, so I sorted them all out and it is totally complete. So for 50 cents, that was a super steal. The only one I would say that is a little outdated. So first you get the popcorn, then you put it on the stove and then you eat it. So that one's a little outdated because most people don't make popcorn that way, even though this is the healthy way. Maybe I will just go through them really fast so you can see what they're for, what I work on. So any of them with people in them, of course I'm going to work on my pronouns, he and she, so there's some different ones for he and she. Lots of great action words, sequencing temporal concepts there. And again, they're self-correcting, so it's just a really initial early look at sequencing. So the harder ones won't have the puzzle pieces. The harder ones will be just pictures and you have to put them in the right order. So some nice early ones to start with are simple ones like this, A, B, and C. There's also a 1, 2, 3 as well. I like that there's no clutter in the background. It's just the blue background for all of them. And we're just looking at the action or the item. There are some nice adjectives, concepts in here, basic concepts as well. So this is kind of an all-in-one activity. So we've got the baby, and then he's a little older, and then he's an old man. So we have old and young. There's also, of course, the Dirty Doggy story, which is a classic, where he has to wash the dog because he's all dirty and clean at the end. There's also a dirty car that needs washing, and she is washing, so I can work on those auxiliary verbs as well. So those are great. Another one with boys and girls. So she is getting out the ice cream and then she is scooping it into the cone, and last she's eating it all up. There's a couple of life cycle ones. So there's a caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly, and as well the tadpoles and the froggy. For the acorn, the tree, and the mature tree that has acorns growing on it, which is again another life cycle for the egg, the chick, and the chicken. We've got sunflower seeds, a plant growing, and then the sunflower at the end. The cow is milking the cow. Where does milk come from? And this one is where does honey come from? So here it is with this honey at the end. Comes from the honeybees. So how you make an apple pie. There's a nice winter scenes of how to build a snowman. I use that one quite a bit. This one's how to make a doghouse. So lots of great action words. So really this one activity, oops, first the jack in the box, and the girl turns it, and then the jack pops out. So just with this one activity, you can work on concepts, pronouns, verbs, sequencing, temporal concepts, prepositions. It's all in one. So if you ever see these when you're out thrifting, this is a really good one. The last game that I picked up, and I said to my husband, I probably just want it so I can get the dogs out of it, because it probably won't be complete. But it is complete. So it's called Hounds. It's from Game Zone, ages 4 and up. I believe this one was $1. Ready, set, race. Cross the finish line before your hound dog grows too long. See which hound will win the race. As you play, the hounds grow longer and longer. The hound whose tail crosses the finish line first wins. So the idea is not to get a long dog. If the front legs on the hound land on a colored paws, the player whose hound matches that color must add a belly piece to the hound. So it's from 2015. It reminded me a little bit of one of my favorite games, which is the Snail Pace Race by Ravensburger, which is a hit with my clients because they just love anything with a race. What the board game looks like it's very long. So here's the finish line. And you can see all the paw prints all along to help the doggy grow. And there's the start, which is the little dog houses. They have great names. So we've got Wiggles, Biscuit, Blaze, and Sparky, which are great names. I'll show you what it comes with, of course, instructions. And I was just astounded to see that it was complete. Come with the dice, numbers up to 6, good for numeracy. Front of the dog, so this looks like that. And there's 4 different colors. 4 doggies. And here's their behinds, which I think kids will have a little giggle about. So all the doggies start as little short pups. And then gradually you're going to add those tummy pieces. So these are the bones I was saying one was missing. There's supposed to be 4. They're very thin and flat. The bones are to remember your position on the game board. So you put a bone down so you remember where you were, so that after you put the additional pieces onto your dog, you can resume that place. So that's what those are, just placeholders. So it is missing 2 of those placeholders, but we can use any bone. I could cut one out of a piece of paper and it would work. I'm not going through the motions of playing the game, but I think it would be a hoot to play. So you can see how easily these fit together. And it came with all 28 tummy pieces. I just stuck them together so they'd stay together while it was packed away until I got a Ziploc bag, and that's where I keep all my little pieces. Forward, I would work on front and back and front paws and back paws. You could work on articulation, dog. It has that concept short and long built into the game. First and last positional. Who's first, who's next, who's last. With the Snail's Pace Race game, I actually do start and stop and steps, or spaces. I can sometimes call them 1 space, 2 space. So when you roll the die, you get like 3 spaces, and you get to move 3 spaces. And it's good for working on those freeze level targets. If you wanted to add a spinner instead of the dice, you could do a spinner as well, and then you get an extra S1 target. I work on final S a lot as well, so it'd be good for race and dice. You could add fast and slow to the concepts, and you can also work on those as S-blends. So fast is an S-blend at the end of the word, and slow is one at the beginning of the word. Of course, you're working on colors and numbers, but there's lots of other things embedded in here which I really like. So that's the Hounds game. A total steal for $1. And almost complete except for those 2 bone placeholders. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to our channel, welcome aboard. We're going to have so much fun with all these games. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you very soon. Bye for now.